続きまして、長崎県出身、ラルフこと尾形平次さんによります、平和への小さな一歩です。それではラルフ、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは。長崎出身、ラルフこと尾形平次です。私は1年間 IBS でさまざまなことを学んできました。その中で最も大切だと感じたのが、物事をさまざまな角度から見る姿勢です。自分の考えとはあえて反対の立場に立ってディベートをすることで、その物事をより深く理解できること、そしてその過程自体が面白いということを学びました。そこで今回のスピーチでは、原爆について日本とは反対の立場であるアメリカ側の視点からお話ししたいと思います。一つの視点からだけでは見えてこない背景や理由があります。異なる視点を知ることで、私たちはより立体的に歴史を知ることができるのではないでしょうか。今回のスピーチを通して皆さんにも物事をさまざまな角度から見る姿勢の大切さ、アメリカ側から見た原爆、平和の大切さについて改めて考えてもらえると嬉しいです。では聞いてください。I'm from Nagasaki. In my city, there are many signs of the atomic bombing, such as the scars left on buildings, the museums, and memorials in Pittsburgh. Every August, we always hear the broadcast of the Peace Memorial Ceremony. For me, these things were not special. They were just normal parts of my life. But when I came to IBS and talked with friends from other prefectures, I realized something. I noticed that things they knew about the atomic bomb and the feelings they had about it were very different from mine. Also, by watching the movie Oppenheimer, I was able to learn about the atomic bomb from another point of view. The point of view is the people who made the bomb. I learned about the worries, responsibilities, and the complex history. Today, I want to talk about these two topics. Everyone, can you answer the exact date and time when the atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki? The atomic bomb was dropped at 11:02 a.m. on August 9th, 1945, over Nagasaki City. Growing up in Nagasaki, I thought every Japanese person knew this as common knowledge. However, many people in Japan today don't know this. Why are there so many people who don't know about the atomic bomb? I think one reason is that people in prefecture that experience a bombing and the people in prefecture don't have very different experiences and feelings. In Nagasaki and Hiroshima, students visit the atomic bomb museums, peace parks, and memorials. They can feel the horror of the bomb by seeing real places. In Hiroshima on August 6th and in Nagasaki on August 9th, students go to school. On those days, they think about the tragedy and learn about the importance of peace. There are also kataribe, survivors who tell their stories directly. But because survivors are growing older, we must think about new way to pass on their stories. A long time has passed since the war ended. I think Japan the only country that has experienced nuclear bombing. Must find a way to teach the tragedy of war on our generation and to the next. Recently, I had another chance to think about the atomic bomb from different directions. This was through the movie Oppenheimer. it shows the viewpoint of people who made the bomb. Oppenheimer was a genius American physicist who later became known as the father of the atomic bomb. The movie shows the process of making the bomb, his feeling after bombing, and finally, his downfall. There are three things that impress me. The first is about the word chain reaction, which appears many times in the movie. Here, chain reaction means the fear that the bomb's explosion continue forever and destroy the entire Earth. Oppenheimer calculated the probability of this happening. He knew the theory has limits, but the results show the chance was almost zero. So, they continued the project. The test succeeded, and the world did not explode. In a way, they were making the bomb to protect their country, their family, and their love. They also risked losing everything. This made me feel how frightening war is. But chain reaction did not end there. One of the scientists was Edward Teller, known as the father of the hydrogen bomb. He later created the hydrogen bomb, which is far more powerful. Because the atomic bomb was created, the hydrogen bomb was also created. This is real chain reaction. The second thing that impressed me was about Oppenheimer's reason for making the bomb. He was a child of German Jewish immigrants, and it was very important to him to develop the bomb before Nazi Germany. But near the end of World War II, Germany was clearly losing. Their original goal was finished, but they continued developing the bomb. Why? Because Oppenheimer feared that if they stopped, another war might start, and even stronger bombs would be created quickly. Since he understood the bomb's power, he felt this danger strongly. Then he changed the target from Germany to Japan. He believed that if the world saw the horror of the bombs, people would understand its danger. Dropping the bomb on Japan is something that can never be forgiven. But the question remains, whose responsibility is war that cannot end without such an action? The third thing was about the leader not understanding the danger. After the bombing, Oppenheimer was praised as a hero, but he could not celebrate because so many lives had been lost. When he spoke honestly to President Truman said, "You don't need to worry. I am the one who ordered the bomb to be dropped." He felt no responsibility for the death. He also feared Russia might develop the bomb, but without evidence. He said, "Russia can't make one." This made me think that people who give orders and the people who do the actual work often have different understanding, even today. Until now, I've only thought about the bombing from the side of victim. But by learning about Oppenheimer, I learned a new side of history. Japan is the only country that was bombed. The United States is the only country that dropped the bomb. Oppenheimer was the one who created it. By thinking from both sides, I believe we can understand the value of peace more deeply even just stopping for a moment. Each one of us must think about war as our own problem. Even just stopping for a moment on August 6th, 9th, and 15th to think about Japan's history and the atomic bomb is enough. I believe that this small action will become a big step toward peace. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。これについて、comment?
Thank you, Ralph, for a speech that was both informative and also very personal to yourself. I agree. It's often surprising what people don't know about their own history. From my perspective as an American, we were always taught growing up in school that the atomic bomb was an unfortunate necessity, is kind of the words that they use. And we were told that if not for the bombs, then more and more lives would have been lost during a ground invasion. And then as I got older and I started researching the history, I found out that that was just not true. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I think, are some of the greatest war crimes ever committed. They were unnecessary. It was an act of pure evil, I think, and racism as well. You look at the documents at the time, and the Americans who were saying that a ground invasion would cost more lives. There were Japanese experts at the time who were saying, no, that's not true, and they were ignored. And another big thing was America wanted to scare the Soviets because Truman was an insecure man who thought that the next war was going to be with the Soviets. So demonstrating the bomb was kind of a way to show off to the Soviets and make himself feel strong. Also, too, with the bomb survivors, I think there's also a correlation with that and Holocaust survivors. As these victims die out, we lose their stories, and it makes it easier for people to forget them or minimize the true impact. And it is important to preserve those stories as much as possible. As for the Oppenheimer movie, I really liked it, but I thought there were some very strong parts showing the effects of the Red Scare and what happened to Oppenheimer after the bomb. But I also think it was a mistake to not show the Japanese perspective of it, like the scene when he sees what happens to we're only shown his face and his reaction. We don't see what he is seeing, and I think that was a big mistake. As for the chain reaction thing too, and I'm going on here, so I'll try to wrap this up. There's another thing about the chain reaction, and Einstein once said, I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. So this whole idea that we keep escalating and escalating and escalating. And it's the Chekhov's gun principle. If you have a gun there, it's going to be fired. And I think as long as we have the bomb, that threat there looming overhead, we run the risk of somebody using it. We came close in the 60s. Fortunately, Kennedy and Khrushchev were both clear-headed enough to know not to go too far. But now we have people like Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump, Putin. These people are psychopaths, and there's no telling what they'll do. And I think there's no doubt in my mind that the atomic bomb was the worst thing mankind has ever done. I agree with you. It's very important to remember what happened to these people, and also the reasons why and the mistakes that led up to the creation of the bomb, so that we can hopefully do better in the future. Thank you.
学院長コメントお願いいたします。
先生、ずっと話したいぐらいに非常に思いが深いですね、やっぱりね。やっぱりそうだと思うんですよ。子供の頃は学校へいろんな人たちが必要だったから落としたんだというふうに教えられるわけですよね。でも大きくなっていろいろ考えると本当にそうじゃないよねと。で東京裁判ではある弁護士が言いますよね。日本の戦争をした人たちは本当は犯罪者じゃないんだと。トゥルーマンこそ犯罪者だというこういうメッセージもあるんですけど、やっぱり今英語社会では正しいか正しくないか、口が達者な人が正しいとディスカッションディベートやるんですね。ところが僕らはその上のレベル、戦技とか、それから禅の世界と公安とかね、かなり高度なディスカッションをやるんですよね。だから これは単に普通に言う西洋社会でいう英語社会でいうディスカッションディベートのレベルではないということを君は伝えたんだと思いますね。今ペリー先生が言ったのもそういうことですよね。これからもっともっとこういうことの本当の真意をしてやがて連鎖反応が起こってもう第4次世界大戦になったら多分地球は爆発するだろうと、ね、そういうふうに今ペリー先生言ってましたけどそういうことだと思いますね。はい、いいメッセージでした。ありがとうございます。